Good morning, good morning. Okay, we've moved this to 9 o'clock Pacific time simply because give a chance for our West Coast people to wake up. So we're now broadcasting this live stream at 9 o'clock Pacific time and noon on the East Coast and wherever you are in the middle. So hoping that makes it a little bit more accessible. So anyway, good morning. We are going to pick up on a couple of things today. Real estate, SEO, obviously, and how that kind of fits into real estate blogging, how ChatGPT affects how you can use ChatGPT for blogging, but the effects that has on search engine optimization, and I think specifically keyword research. I'm just watching these pop up on the ticker, and Google Search Console. So I'm going to dive in around. May as well start with the Search Console. So the within Google Search Console here. I've written a blog post, and it was on the Elementor page builder. So, I found this. I found this keyword, Elementor IDX. It was related to. It was related to us putting together our WordPress websites, right, on the Lightspeed WordPress platform, and so I did a video on this. I gave a run through of our WordPress template, which was an Elementor IDX WordPress website for a real estate agent in Memphis. That was the first one that we built on this. I did a video around the keyword Elementor IDX, and my video within about 15 minutes appeared on Google, so that's great. It's down under Elementor IDX. I think if I combine some of these longer tail keywords here, Elementor IDX, WordPress. So we're not in that. So I'll do another video for that. However, let's just say let's say my blog post, right, that I've done here for on this. If I open this YouTube video here, I'll stop it playing, show more. Right, so here are some of the video SEO features that I put in here. Now I use when I do these videos, I record them in a piece of software called Loom, and Loom allows me to it takes the transcripts automatically. So it's pretty inexpensive. Let me just move this camera a little bit. It's pretty inexpensive. It's like $10 a month for the user, and then for but it does these transcripts automatically. So I'll take the transcript and I'll ask for some key points, and I use ChatGPT for that. So I'll plug my video transcript in. I'll say, give me pick me some key points out of this video, and then it breaks the video up. So now I've got my different chapters installed in the free Elementor IDX theme. So pretty cool the way you can use ChatGPT to assist you in your day-to-day, but certainly don't let it don't just write blogs using ChatGPT, because you will find that the content on your website will essentially just get blacklisted by Google. As fast as these search engines pick up, as fast as these search engines create or AI engines create content for you, the search engines can fight fire with fire, and they will AI can detect AI, in other words, which is interesting because, you know, to the naked eye, it's pretty difficult to pretty difficult for me reading something to tell whether it was AI generated content if I don't know the person that was writing it. I mean, obviously you can kind of, if you read your kid's writing or something, and you kind of know that it's in the tone of voice of your kid, but I don't think I would. No, I don't think any of my friends I would really be able to know the difference between something that they wrote and something that they used an AI tool to write. So how they're able to determine it, I'm not entirely sure. And again, what comes out of ChatGPT should be what's the word? What comes out of ChatGPT should be modified, edited, and the prompt engineering behind getting something that's going to work for you is most important, I think, to developing an output that works. So this was my description in this video here. It looks like I did not put a link to the blog post, so that would probably be that's kind of number one reason why my blog post isn't getting listed. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you a little trick for SEO. So I've done the video, I've done the blog post, right? Now I want to link the two things together. So I'm going to take this link from that post. I am going to edit this video, right? And I'm going to put, find somewhere in here. I'm going to bump down those key moments. Right, so you see I'm dropping read the blog post here, Elementor IDX template for real estate websites, right? And then the URL. So, and I put that at the top because I want it to sort of show up. I want it to show up at within the little description area, or at least at the top. So that's okay. So we've saved that. Now, one important thing to do, right, to get it listed is to go to Google Search Console, right? Look for a URL, put the URL in there. And this just takes a minute, but essentially I'm going to add this. I'm going to add this blog post now to the priority. Okay, URL is on Google. Okay, so the page is there. It's indexed. It's referred from my FAQ page. It's in my sitemap. Right, the video's there. So. Okay, that's all good. What I was going to do was request indexing. So I'll whack that through again. It doesn't do any harm. So that will that'll help me bolster that'll help me bolster this post. So you see my video is in there. My video is on WordPress. I've got a link in YouTube that points over to the blog post. So I've created that reciprocal web there to link back and forth. I always like to put some FAQs. So one of the ways that I could, my keyword here is Elementor IDX, and I came across this, right? So let's move on to keyword research. So how do you know what to write about? So one of the things you can look at is your keywords, right? So within Google Search Console, you can pick your keywords here, and I like to look at the number of impressions. So real estate SEO, SEO expert, hashtags, things like that. This is. These are good topics. Now there's a keyword tool that I like to use called SEMrush, and SEMrush so I can analyze any domain or keyword, right? So now let's Elementor real, actually WordPress real estate websites. So now remember, when you're thinking of a keyword, you want to start with a topic, right, which is your primary keyword, and then variations and related keywords to that. So variations of WordPress real estate website examples, these are things that you could, best WordPress real estate websites, you could do blog posts on all of these if you were in the business of making WordPress real estate websites. Then additionally, related keywords. So these would be other topics that you could focus on. The best thing to do is look at this keyword difficulty, right? So the reason that I chose this Elementor IDX as a keyword was because the difficulty was a level 3. There's only 20 searches a month thereabouts done, but if you can rank number 1 for those 20 searches with a simple page and a call to action, that makes a lot of difference. Divi Realtor theme, best widgets for real estate websites. So these are all good ideas for other blog posts related to it. And the keyword difficulty is very low. And again, if you do my hope with that particular search term, Elementor IDX, right, is to, I didn't name this video Elementor IDX. So the next one I do, I'm going to name it Elementor IDX. And talk about a slight variation on what I did for that, about that template. So this in particular was a template walkthrough, and this kind of shows you how intelligent YouTube is and Google is in analyzing the intent behind the video that you make. I didn't think that this is a template walkthrough, right? This is not Elementor IDX. This is not how to add IDX to an Elementor website, right? We're going to talk about Elementor IDX, and while that means how to add IDX to an Elementor website, I'm going to keep the topic focused. I'm going to make Elementor IDX a thing. So like we'll be that, Elementor IDX experts, building and all these sort of subtopics of Elementor IDX. I want to get it in there as Elementor IDX is the primary, and then some subtopics to go underneath that, and some frequently asked questions about Elementor IDX. I'm going to essentially coin the term Elementor IDX. So that's that's some of these keywords here. Now linking those back and forth and trying to find the best sort of keywords and topics for your real estate website. So let's say condos for sale in Chicago. Okay, so these people also ask, right, adding FAQs to your real estate website is really important as well, because, and I mentioned this yesterday and probably the day before, with the voice search, right? So Alexa, Siri, all of those guys, the people are asking questions. Think of all the times that you talk to your voice assistant. There's one sitting right next to me, so I'm avoiding saying his or her name, but we are think of all of the questions that you ask your voice search tool. Unless you're telling it to set a timer, you're pretty much asking it a question. So I think building out a lot of, and as we move to conversational search with ChatGPT built into Bing and Baird, that's coming along from Google, even though they're kind of shitting themselves right now. With Microsoft, I mean, it's taken them 20 years to catch up again to Google, I think, but they're coming. With the advent of the chatbots, the increased, there's going to be lots of questions. If you look at a question or a conversation with a chatbot, it's usually questions, or like, and they are normally like, it's almost like what is or how do I do this. So like how to's, what are, those are kind of the two intents behind voice search. So add in any blog post that I do now, I always add in some frequently asked questions. So now I'll give you an example of ChatGPT, right? We'll go for, 4 there. They changed the order of that. Okay, so 4, right? So give me some FAQs about Elementor page builder for WordPress real estate websites that real estate agents might be asking. Make the answers suitable for PAA. People also ask. Right. Now, I'm going to just open up an AI content detector. And this is how I'm going to show you don't want to. Interesting thing, right? So that you saw that box that just came up. These captures, which is capture stands for something Turing test to weed out computers versus humans. So the way those things work, if you didn't know this, if you were a bot, then your mouse would go from here to there automatically, right? It would take the straightest line possible. When it's a user that's looking on a screen, you're like, okay, did I type that incorrectly? I'm moving my mouse around on the screen. So what that box actually does is it looks at the amount of mouse movement that there was before you clicked on it, just as a useless piece of information there. Interesting. So that failed. Right. Let's try a different question. Maybe we have to select GPT-4, right? Check. Wow, it's not very good at this, is it? Right. So I think that this one's going to fail it. I hadn't actually tested this with questions and answers before, so I've got to do something about this squeaky chair. I think we need to get this replaced. Right, okay, so let's take this first paragraph here. Clear, check. Wow, okay. It is failing on... I did actually try this yesterday and it worked, so I'm surprised. I don't actually want to correct it because I think I hate the fact that I might actually like the fact that you can now possibly get away with. I mean, okay. So let's say you use ChatGPT to write a blog post. Right. So write me a blog post on this topic. Let's say you use ChatGPT to write your blog post on unleashing the power of Elementor Page Builder for your WordPress real estate website, right? And I'm going to put, drop this into a Notepad document. ChatGPT-4 is slow in comparison to 3 or 3.5. However, I did the other day record a video, and one thing that I really like to do is take my transcript from my videos and drop that into GPT and ask it to come up with the key points. I like it to come up with, what else do I use that for? Help me with a YouTube description, things like that, and then I'll modify it. What I'm going to do here is take this content and whack it into that AI content detector. I think maybe if there's a little bit more than just 2 lines, it might have a better sense of this being AI generated text. So I'll let it finish its blog post here. So I hate this in today's digital age. It always starts with that, and it's annoying. I find it's an annoying phrase. Because every time it writes something for me, it gives me some information on a topic, I've got to write AI content detectors, right? It's flagged. It's only flagged that one little paragraph. So what you could do if you were writing, you might just want to rewrite that. I think this is a good. I think that this is. I wonder if we could do this, right? So again. Okay, check the text. Drag and drop. Right. Let's do this. Again, prompt engineering here. Make this paragraph read more human like. Right. Come on. Okay, I'm going to take that out. Okay, and I get my blog post again. In today's digital age, I think that needs to be picked up by an AI content detector. That is annoying. Okie doke. Right. Check. Boom. Okay. So there you have it. That's if you're writing content for your blog using ChatGPT, run it through an AI content detector such as CopyLeaks, and if there's another free one, I don't know what the be interesting to know, right? Whether plagiarism detector, try it. Right, I'm interested to know whether it's written 81255. Okay, little hint on this. These numbers are taken from old books typically, and they've been run through Google, and the pages have been scanned, and they are you are helping convert these books with old typefaces and what have you into digital version by filling out these numbers. Anyway, that aside, let's continue. I like to move my mouse around a bit before I do click on some of these, learn more prompts, because as I mentioned before, with the capture, the chances of it then stopping and asking you to pick out mountains or bicycles or traffic lights is a little less. What are we doing here? Next. Okay, go away. Right. Okay, right. Sources. New scan, my scan, text compare. This is how do you use this? New scan files, right? Maybe I should have read that thing. What do you want to scan? Free text. Ah, there we go. Okay, scan for plagiarism. I was curious whether somebody else has put a similar query into ChatGPT. They probably haven't about Elementor, have they? But I was just curious whether they actually, whether it detects as plagiarized text. Dun, dun, dun. So it's kind of slow, time consuming, but again, getting your page to rank #1 on Google is a priority. While that's running, let's jump back over here to condos for sale in Chicago. Popular choice. We've got a client in Chicago, and they literally have a page built out on their website for every single condo building within Chicago, and they get thousands of leads a month from it. It's tremendous. Right, so keyword difficulty, very low volume. Chicago bungalow for sale, city flats in Chicago. There's reasonable volume, right? So if you said there's 40 searches done for one Chicago condos for sale, right? So that's a building, and that's worth that is worth making a page about if you are a real estate agent in Chicago, right? So one Chicago condo for sale is this is marked as transactional because somebody searching for a condo for sale within that particular building, they are likely looking for something. It sounds like a transactional thing, like they want to buy a condo within that building. Now they get 40 searches a month, right? So if you and look at the difficulty levels here, they're minimal. So if you 20, 40, 80, 100. And something, right? If you add all of these, up, right, you got 5 pages here. Yeah, that's 100 visits to your site a month. If you built out 1,000 pages using there's 819 keywords here, right? If you built out a page for every one of these, and some of them are one Chicago for sale. Right, one Chicago apartments for sale. That's a variation on the same keyword. One Chicago condos for sale. You could either do another page. You could either do separate pages or try and combine those keywords onto one page. I think maybe with the property listings and recent sales and so forth that you could grab from your IDX. But if you built out 1,000 pages with that are getting 20 searches a month each, then you've got 20,000 visitors coming to your website, or at least 20,000 impressions. And if you're ranking #1 on those pages, remember, do a video as well, because that can get you placement. That can get you placement way up at the top of Google for those things if you incorporate everything into there. So like Project Maggie, real estate SEO, we're ranking quite well there. This is a good example, right? So we've got real estate SEO. Neil Patel's beating us out. Neil Patel is like the guru of digital marketing. But we're here. Right, so we've got a real decent amount of real estate there that we're taking over in the search engine results pages, the SERPs. So I haven't done a video for this yet, but I need to. So that will also give me more real estate on this Project Maggie. I'll update you on that tomorrow. And again, it's just worth continuing to check, right? SEMrush for real estate agents, right? And then these are my FAQs that are on the bottom of this page, right? This shows you I've outranked SEMrush themselves here. And then furthermore, I've got the FAQs that doubles up essentially, right, the amount of space on that page. So I'm taking over now. I'm taking over more real estate. If I do a video on this as well, I will do one of those today, and we'll readdress these two tomorrow. I think that gives you a good idea of kind of what's going on. As far as the strategy goes. So write your blog post, do your video, link the video to the blog post, embed the video in the blog post, and make sure you add some frequently asked questions to that. And then additionally, make sure that you use schema markup. And this was something that I discussed with a potential client yesterday, right? So if I go to the schema markup validator for this page and run it, then you'll see here I've got my FAQs on there, and then if I pick one of these where I've done a video like this one, okay, and I drop that into schema, right, additionally you'll get the schema markup for the video here. So video object is the schema markup. The transcript, right? This is my full transcript. So this tells Google exactly what I'm talking about in the video. That helps me rank with that particular video. I'm going to do another one of these with just Elementor IDX, and I'll show you just how quickly tomorrow, hopefully we get listed in the search engine results page for the search term Elementor IDX. And then obviously any of this stuff that we do internally, it translates into something that you could do yourself. Something you could do yourself for your real estate website, and certainly something that we could help you put together for your real estate website. So now this prospect that I spoke to yesterday, he was using Sierra Interactive, and I said, well, how do you add the schema markup to that? Can you put code in? No, I can't put code into it. So again, like with these leased platforms, I find that there's so many limitations. If you're within one of these, WordPress finally in their 6.2 release, they've actually hired some new people on their core development team, and they have stated that speed is paramount on their on their list when they code. So now they've got this automated system with oversight in place that covers essentially any releases of code, right? It's no longer going to be possible for them to kind of release something that's going to slow down the application. So speed is their primary priority now. I was just looking here for a screenshot for some recent result that we put through. Drives me nuts. The screenshots always revert to what was I going to say? By the date. Right, okay, let me whack this in Firefox. So this is our MemphisBuyandSell.com Germantown, right? This is on the Lightspeed WordPress platform. We've got 100% for SEO, 100% for best practices, 99% for performance. We could put a bit of effort into figuring out why that is, but in fact, no, you know what? I know what that is. It's the follow-up boss code that drags it down slightly. So because that's an external resource, there's not too much that we can really do about that. But as far as search engine optimizing each one of the pages, I discussed this yesterday, but on MemphisBuyandSell.com, that we're just wrapping up on this new compass style template. If you go to like Germantown, that this page was run on, right? As you scroll down to the bottom, we've just dropped a bit of text in there. We're going to clean it up. It's on the list. Not that I think anybody's going to really get down that far of the page. We might put some sort of like Hotjar in place for to see where the activity is on the page, just to analyze the user's behavior. But there you have it. That's WordPress on Google Page Insights ranking, best part of 100% on performance and SEO across the board. So don't tell me that WordPress is slow. It's not. This is the light speed version of WordPress. It's supposed to be 300 times faster using their advanced caching system. We now deploy all of our client sites on it as standard because we build WordPress real estate websites with IDX using the Elementor plugin or page builder, a really light theme. You don't actually need a theme per se with Elementor, so we just have this really basic skeleton theme. Everything else is built within Elementor. The IDX is included in there. It's super easy for you to update and keep building pages onto. You can use iHome Finder or Showcase IDX or IDX Broker, although they're not our most recommended these days since they use a subdomain system. But anyway, all that being said, being stuck into one of these platforms like Sierra Interactive, where you're building all of these pages out on a leased platform, it makes very little sense, especially with the limitations and for search engine optimization purposes, being able to add some more of this stuff, especially as Google's now starting to update their systems. I think they could stretch a little bit further. So if you're on a Real Geeks, or if you're on a Sierra Interactive, or if you're on a REW or an agent image site where you tied it, or you don't own the website, right? It's an asset to your business. You're investing in content. You're investing in the system itself. If you have a massive site with great search engine rankings, it's something that you can sell off. The leads are the most valuable portion of your business, alongside brand reputation and things. But you could, if you're a single real estate agent, right, and you're generating 1,000 leads a month, or 500 leads a month, and you've got an ISA employed to weed those things out, you could sell that off as a separate business. If you retire, right, your name doesn't really mean that much. So you're leasing your platform with other changes and this, that, and the other, and the code base being identical. You just run into these traps, I think, of having a website that's too similar to another customer of theirs in the same market. And you should just, if you're doing any kind of home improvement, you should own the home. As opposed to renting it before you start making major upgrades to it. So I think that analogy follows across well to that analogy follows across well to, sorry, all sorts of notifications going off here. That sort of analogy follows across well into what we've been talking about here. So a few things to follow up with tomorrow then. Will be the videos and the search engine optimization on those couple of pages, and we'll take a look how those things are progressing, and probably dive into some email marketing tomorrow, so both for recruiting and for promoting your blog and driving traffic back to the website, and that kind of ties things together, which should be a good end to the week, I think. So anyway, if you found this useful or valuable, please click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That means a lot to us, and that way you'll be notified when we go live. But we're going to do this at 9 o'clock Pacific time, so noon on the East Coast, Monday through Friday from now on. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.